Today, we're navigating one of the most complicated and delicate journeys we can take in our relationships. What happens when a great friendship finds itself at the crossroads of romance?
So let's just start with this. I want you to think for a second. Have you ever had one of those friendships that just felt easy, truly effortless? You know the one I'm talking about, right? Where everything is just comfortable and you feel completely safe to be yourself. There's no pressure, no games. And then something shifts. It's rarely a big, dramatic moment. It's usually small. A look that lasts a second too long, a hug that feels different, and just like that, the simple friendship isn't so simple anymore.
So what makes this shift feel so incredibly risky? Well, it all starts with the value of the friendship itself and understanding why the stakes are so high to begin with.
The beautiful thing about these friendships is that they exist in this wonderful, pressure-free bubble. You're not trying to impress them romantically, you're not worried about expectations, you just are. And inside that safe space, something really powerful starts to build. You develop this incredibly deep emotional intimacy. You learn their specific, weird sense of humor, what they're truly vulnerable about, their biggest dreams, their secret fears, all those little quirky habits.
And here's where the psychology gets really fascinating. A psychologist named Arthur Aron found that this exact kind of emotional closeness, well, it actually creates feelings in our brain that are incredibly similar to romantic attachment. It kind of proves that the line between being best friends and being partners is way thinner than we think.
And it's on that very thin line that romantic feelings can start to quietly sneak in. Let's talk about that subtle, totally internal shift. It almost never announces itself like a lightning strike. It just creeps in. You notice you're thinking about them a little more often. You feel a little flutter of nerves before you see them. A compliment from them suddenly lands with more weight. And you find yourself getting surprisingly bothered by who they're dating. And boom, that's when the internal war begins. You're stuck with this massive question. Do I say something and risk everything we have? Or do I just swallow it and protect this amazing friendship? It is a huge dilemma. And here's a crucial point. That internal dilemma immediately creates an unspoken power shift in the friendship. The entire dynamic changes long before a single word about feelings is ever said out loud. This chart shows it perfectly. It's like two friends are suddenly living in two totally different realities. On one side, you have the person with feelings, who's analyzing every text, feeling vulnerable. To them, a canceled plan can feel like a personal rejection. But to the unaware friend, a text is just a text. A canceled plan is just a schedule change. The emotional balance is completely thrown off. And one of the most powerful, undeniable signs that this shift has happened? Jealousy. Suddenly, hearing about their romantic life doesn't feel supportive. It just plain stings. And that's not about being possessive. It's a gut-level emotional signal that your investment has fundamentally changed. All this unspoken tension. It has to go somewhere, right? Eventually, it leads to the moment of truth. And from there are really only three ways this can play out. So once the feelings are out on the table, the path forward splits. You've got the absolute best case scenario, they feel the same way. The worst case, they don't. And then there's that murky, uncomfortable middle ground, where everything just gets awkward.
Okay, the dream outcome, number one. The feelings are mutual. The friendship doesn't end. It transforms into a romantic relationship. And the huge advantage here is that you're starting on this incredible foundation of trust and understanding that you've already built.
But then, there's the other side of the coin. Rejection from a friend just hits differently. It's so much more painful than regular dating rejection because you're not just losing a potential partner. You're risking losing one of the most important people in your life.
And here's the kicker. Whether it ends in mutual love or painful rejection, it leads to the same fundamental truth. You can't just go back to the way things were. Let's dig into the psychology of why that perception is permanently changed. The key psychological idea here is called cognitive reframing. Basically, it means that once a major new piece of information is introduced, like, I have feelings for you, it permanently changes the way you see and interpret every single interaction in that relationship from then on.
To put it really simply, awareness changes everything. Once you know those feelings are there, you can't unknow it. The bell can't be unrung. That pure, simple innocence of the old friendship is gone, because that new knowledge now colors everything.
But let's end on the potential reward for taking this massive risk, because it can be huge. As this chart shows, research consistently finds that couples who start out as friends actually report higher relationship satisfaction, deeper levels of trust, and just flat-out better communication. That shared history really matters.
Which brings us all the way back to that crossroads, when you find yourself standing there, when that easy friendship suddenly feels like something more. You have a choice. Do you protect the comfort and safety of the friendship you already have? Or do you take the leap and follow that feeling, knowing it could lead to heartbreak, or maybe the strongest relationship you'll ever know?